He set the girl by the chicken pen and told her to watch. The hens scattered, wings clapping against the wooden slats, dust rising from the yard. He pointed at them like he was teaching something, though she hadn't asked to learn. "See how they move," he said. "Always in circles, never straight." The girl didn't nod. Her eyes followed the birds, but her mouth stayed tight. "You feed them steady, they'll trust you," he added. "Don't they forget?" she asked. "Forget what?" "Where they came from." He frowned, unsure how to answer. Her voice was sharper than her small frame suggested. He tried again. "They don't think about that. They just eat, scratch, sleep." Her eyes shifted to the field beyond the fence. She stood still, not blinking. Then she said it. "You buried Mama in that field." The air stopped. His throat closed like he'd swallowed stone. He looked at her face, pale and set, no tremble in her words. "What did you say?" His voice cracked. "You buried Mama there," she repeated. "You don't know what you're saying." "I know." The chickens clucked louder, unsettled by the silence between them. He stepped closer, crouching down to her level. "Who told you that?" "No one." "Then how?" "I heard you at night, talking to the dirt." His chest tightened. He reached for her shoulder, but she stepped back. "You don't understand," he said. "I do." "You don't." "Then tell me." Her eyes burned into him. He looked at the field, the grass bent under a wind that hadn't been there a second ago. His hands shook. "You think just because you hear a thing, it makes it true." "It was your voice." "You're a child. Children imagine." She kept staring. The chickens scratched nervously, as though they too were listening. "You're lying," she said. "I ain't lying." "Yes, you are." He gritted his teeth, his jaw grinding. "Don't put words in my mouth." "They were already in your mouth. I just heard them." He turned from her, pacing, running his hand across the fence post. His nails dug into the wood. "You don't know how hard it was," he whispered. "Then you admit it." His head snapped back to her. "I didn't say that." "You just did." Her small hands tightened around her dress. She took a step toward the field. He grabbed her arm hard enough to make her flinch. "Don't go there." "Why?" "Because I said so." "That's not a reason." He held her longer than he should have, then let go, breathing rough. "You think the world's simple," he said. "It ain't." "It's simple. Mama's gone. You buried her." He stared at the dirt, not at her. His breath sounded louder than the wind. "You keep this up, people will hear you," he muttered. "Good." "No, not good." She stepped back, folding her arms. "You're scared." "I'm not." "Yes, you are." The chickens pecked at the dirt, heads twitching. He watched them, wishing the noise of their beaks would drown her out. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "You let me in." "I shouldn't have." "Too late." He rubbed his forehead, sweat streaking down. He wanted to shout, but his throat locked. "Why do you think I'd do that to her?" he asked. "Because you did." Her answer was quick, flat, no hesitation. "Stop saying it," he growled. "No." "Stop." The chickens flapped, startled by his voice. She didn't move. "You can shout," she said. "Doesn't change what you did." He turned away, gripping the shovel that leaned against the pen. His knuckles whitened. "Don't pick it up," she warned. He froze. "You think I'd hurt you?" "I think you already did." His hand slipped from the shovel. It clattered against the fence. The sound rang through the yard. "Why are you here?" he asked. "To make you tell the truth." Her words sank deep. He swallowed hard, his tongue dry. "You're just a girl," he said. "I'm her daughter." He shut his eyes, pain pressing against his temples. The chickens slowed, settling again, though the air still felt split. "You don't know what truth costs," he whispered. "I'll pay for it." "You can't." "I already did." Her words left him weak. His knees bent, body heavy, like the ground was pulling him down. He looked at the field again. The earth stretched quiet, but he heard his own voice buried in it, echoing back at him. The girl didn't look away. He wiped his face, trying to hide the tremor in his hands. "You won't stop, will you?" "No." "Even if it ruins everything?" "Especially then." His chest ached. He wanted to tell her she was wrong, but the words refused to leave. He felt the weight of the field, the weight of the chickens, the weight of her eyes. He whispered her name, But she didn't answer. She only stepped toward the fence, pointing again at the grass. "That's where she is," she said. The silence after broke him more than her words. The girl stayed by the fence. She didn't blink much, didn't move, just stared out at the dirt like it owed her something. He stood behind her, hands dirty, breath slow. The shovel leaned against the coop again. Same spot it always rested, but it felt different now. He felt different now. "You're wrong," he said. She didn't answer. "You're a kid. You don't know what you're saying." She turned a little, not all the way. "I know what you did." "You think you do." She looked back at the field. "I remember the night Mama didn't come back. You were small." "I still remember." He stepped closer, boots sinking into the soft patch near the coop. "Your Mama was sick." "She didn't seem sick." "She was tired." "She was scared." He flinched. "What?" "She whispered to me before bed, said if anything happened, I should stay quiet." "She said that?" The girl nodded once. "You think I don't remember things, but I do." "She left," he said. "She walked off on her own. You were asleep." "She didn't leave." "She did." "Then where'd she go?" He didn't speak. "Say it," she demanded. He looked at the shovel. Its handle was worn smooth. He reached for it, not to use, just to hold. "She left," he repeated. She walked toward him, slow. The hens scattered again. One of them flew up, flapped against the wire, then dropped. "Is she under this dirt?" "No." "Did you dig that night?" "No." "You sure?" "Yes." She pointed. "That patch wasn't there last summer." He looked. The dirt was darker there. He hadn't noticed it until now. Or maybe he had. Maybe he'd been staring at it every morning without knowing why. "It rained," he said. "Not enough to turn dirt that deep." "You're reading into things." She crossed her arms. "I'm reading the ground." He gripped the shovel harder. "Why are you holding it like that?" she asked. "No reason." "You gonna hit me?" He dropped it fast. The clang made her blink, but she didn't step back. "I ain't gonna hit nobody." "You already hit her." "That's not true." "Then where is she?" He looked around like someone else might step in and stop this. "She walked into the woods." "There's no woods that way." "There used to be." "There's just the field, and your lies." He turned. "You think this is easy for me?" "I hope not. I fed you, let you in. You thought I was too small to talk back." He stepped toward her. "I told you already." "You didn't tell me anything." "I'm trying to protect you." She squinted. "From what?" "From knowing." "I already know." He paused, shoulders sagging. "You think she was perfect?" "No." "She had secrets." "So do you." "She was broken." "So are you." He let out a shaky breath. "You don't stop, do you?" "No." "You're just like her." Her jaw tightened. "Maybe." "But she didn't bury anyone." "You don't know that." "I know it wasn't her holding a shovel." He picked it back up. "Hold it differently now, like it belonged to someone else." "You want me to dig?" he asked. "You want to?" "No." "Then why are you shaking?" He stared down at his hands. They trembled hard. He gripped tighter, but it didn't help. "Put it down," she said. He didn't. "You're scaring the chickens." He looked at the pen. The birds were huddled in the far corner, eyes twitching, feathers puffed. "Did she scream?" the girl asked. His breath caught. He looked at her. Really looked. "What did you say?" "Did she scream?" "No." "How do you know?" He didn't answer. The girl sat in the dirt, right on the edge of the patch, crossed her legs like she was in church. "I dreamed about her voice last night." He watched her. "She said it was cold. She said she missed me." He swallowed. "She said you cried after." His lips moved, but no sound came. "Did you?" He nodded once. She tilted her head. "Good. I didn't mean for it to go that way." "So it did go that way." His face went pale. "I didn't say that." "You just did." He lowered the shovel, rested it on the ground like it weighed more than it should. "She came at me," he whispered. "With a pan." "Why?" "She said she was leaving. Said she was taking you." The girl didn't move. "She hit me first." "She was scared. I was angry." "And then?" He looked at the shovel again. Dirt on the blade, dried. "She fell. Onto the shovel." His silence was an answer. The girl stood again. Now what? I don't know. You gonna dig her up? I can't. Then I will. He stepped forward. Don't. Why? It'll bring trouble. I'm in trouble. He laughed once, sad and low. You really are. I learned from you. He nodded slowly, then sat on the edge of the coop. The shovel lay between them. You gonna tell the sheriff? She didn't answer. Don't tell the sheriff, he said. Why not? He'll kill me. I don't care. He looked at her again, eyes like her mother's, mouth like her too. You already did the worst thing, she said. He looked away. I just want her back, the girl whispered. The wind picked up, dry and hot. She's on the ground, he said. Then I'll sit here till she comes out. She sat again, quiet, still. He didn't stop her. The chickens kicked up dust when the sheriff's truck rolled up slowly. The man stood still, arms crossed, shovel leaning on the coop like it always had. The girl didn't look away from the patch of dirt, not even as the tires stopped near the gate. The sheriff climbed out, worn boots, loose badge, that tired smirk he wore, like it used to work better than it did now. Are you burying treasure out here, or just chasing gophers? He asked. The man forced a smile. Just turning soil. Looks deep. The man shrugged. The land's dry. The sheriff's eyes slid to the girl. That's your niece. She's watching the hens. She looks like she's watching something else. The man didn't reply. The sheriff stepped closer, leaned on the fence with his elbows. The girl still hadn't turned. Hey, sweetheart, the sheriff called. You like chickens? They don't lie, she said. The sheriff raised a brow. Well now, that's a strange answer. She's tired, the man said. The sheriff studied her face. Tired of what? The girl finally turned. Her hair was dusty, eyes sharp. He buried my mama in that field. The words hit like a dropped bucket. The sheriff's shoulders tensed. He looked at the man, slow. What's that? He asked. She's confused, the man said quickly. He buried her. The girl said again, steady this time. Right there. The sheriff looked at the patch of dirt. He scratched his jaw. You want to run that by me again, son? She doesn't know what she's saying. The girl stepped forward. I do. The sheriff turned to her. What makes you say that? I heard him talking to the ground. Is that true? The sheriff asked the man. He shook his head. She's been upset, been saying strange things. Was her mama sick? She left. What did you tell the girl? That's what happened. The sheriff nodded slowly. What did the mama's name again? The man hesitated. Nora. Nora what? Just Nora. The sheriff glanced down. You got a last name, sweetheart. She used to, before he took it. Is that so? The girl nodded. Then he took everything else. The man stepped in. You're not here for this. I'm here for a lot of things, the sheriff said. The chickens pecked the dirt behind them. One let out a loud screech. No one moved. She showed me a letter, the man said. Scribbles, crayon maybe. Said it was from her mama. The girl narrowed her eyes. You said it looked real. I said it looked old. The sheriff watched them both. You've been digging, girl? With my hands. Why? Because he won't. The man stepped away from the fence. We're not doing this in front of her. We are now, the sheriff said. The girl leaned close to the fence. There's a cross under the dirt, half broken. The sheriff's face stayed still, but something behind his eyes moved. You see it? I touched it. Color? Gray wood. Worn. You carve it? He asked the man. No. Have you ever buried livestock out there? No. You sure? Yes. The sheriff nodded again. Do you mind if I walk it? The man froze. Now. The sheriff looked at the sky. Still got daylight. I'd rather you didn't. The girl spoke. He's scared. The man snapped. I said no. The sheriff didn't move. I didn't ask. The man stepped between him and the gate. You got a warrant? You got a body? The man didn't answer. The sheriff sighed. I ain't here to bury anyone, son. Just checking a story. The man held the gate. Not today. The sheriff looked at the girl. You got somewhere else to stay? She's staying here. The man cut in. Let her answer. The girl nodded. I stay with Mama. The man's grip on the gate whitened his knuckles. You got family, sweetheart? The sheriff asked. I had. The sheriff looked at her, then looked at him. If I find out anything's wrong here, there's nothing wrong. Then why won't you let me walk it? Because it's my land. The sheriff stepped back. Land don't keep secrets, son. People do. He tipped his hat at the girl. You see anything else? You come find me. I will. The sheriff looked at the man once more, eyes harder now. If she's lying, it'll show. If she's not. He let the words hang. Then he got in the truck, slammed the door, and rolled off slowly. The man stood there long after the engine faded. The girl walked to the coupe and sat beside the shovel. She didn't say anything. You're making this worse, he said. You already made it worse. He turned toward the house. You think he believed me? She asked. I don't know. I think he did. He didn't respond. He'll come back, she said. He nodded. And he'll bring help. He nodded again. Are you still going to lie? He looked at her. It wouldn't matter if I didn't. Yes, it would. He rubbed his face. You're not done, are you? No. Then neither am I. They stared at each other through the fence. One of the hens pecked at the edge of the patch, then stopped, as if remembering something. The barn door creaked when she pushed it open. The light inside was thin, gray, slanting across dust and old tools. Chickens didn't follow her here. Neither did he. She moved slowly, like something might break underfoot if she stepped too hard. She found the box behind a feed bin, half covered in burlap, charred around the corners. She knelt, pulled the cloth back, and opened it. Inside was a bundle of burned fabric, tied with wire. Beneath it, a small locket, blackened but not melted. She stared at it, breathing through her mouth. Then she picked it up and walked outside. He was by the fence again, smoking something he hadn't lit in years. He saw her coming and straightened up fast. What's that? He asked. She held it out. You tell me. He didn't take it. Where'd you get it? Barn. I told you not to go in there. You said not to go near the field. Never said the barn. He glanced past her toward the open door. That box was tucked deep, she said. Like you didn't want it found. It's old junk. Then open it. He didn't move. You scared? No. Then open it. He walked over slowly. She handed him the box. His hands trembled as he lifted the cloth, revealing the bundle. What is it? She asked. Rags. Why are they burned? They caught fire one winter. Why keep them? He didn't answer. She pointed to the locket. That hers? No. You sure? He looked down. Might have been. You kept it. It was all I had left. She stepped closer. Of her. Of that night. So you admit it. He snapped the box shut. I didn't say that. You almost did. He sat on the barn's edge. She stayed standing. You think this is easy? He said. No. You think I liked it? No. She was sick, losing things. Her mind, her calm. You keep saying that. Because it's true. She wasn't sick. You were scared of her leaving. She said she'd take you. She should have. He looked away. You were a child. You don't remember what she was turning into. I remember love. That wasn't enough. She reached into the box, lifted the locket again. She wore this every day. Then she must have dropped it. Or you ripped it off. I didn't. Tell me what you did. I told you already. Not the truth. He slammed his hand down on the box. Dust leapt into the air. She screamed, he said. She told me I was a coward. The girl didn't flinch. She said I was nothing without her. Said the house would rot if she left. She was right. She said you'd grow up to hate me. I don't hate you, she said. I know what you are. He looked up at her. His eyes were red. She threw the pan, he whispered. It hit the wall. I grabbed her wrists. Then what? She fell. No one just falls like that. She hit the stone. Did you check if she was breathing? She wasn't moving. Did you try to help her? I waited too long. Then you dragged her. He shut his eyes. I didn't mean to. You still did it. He nodded. She walked into the barn. He followed slowly. The air inside was thick, still. The dust didn't settle right. She ran her hand along the stall wall. She used to sing here. I remember. She used to let me nap in the hay. He sat on a crate. You cried the first night without her. You told me she'd come back. I thought it'd be better than telling the truth." She looked at the rafters. Cobwebs hung like folded hands. "The barn remembers," she said. "Places I don't remember." "They do." He watched her walk to the corner. She pointed to the dirt. "Where did it happen?" He didn't answer. She crouched down, pressing her palm flat. "I can feel it," she said. He turned away. She stood, faced him. "You need to say it." He rubbed his face hard. "I buried her in the night. No moon. Just me and the shovel. She deserved more." "I know. I would have sat beside her grave. I couldn't let you see it." "You already did." They stood in silence. Something in the barn creaked overhead. She held the box up. "What do I do with this?" He didn't answer. "Do I burn it again?" "No." "Do I take it to the sheriff?" He swallowed. "Not yet." "You think you can stop me?" "No." "You gonna try?" "No." "Why not?" "I'm tired." She looked around the barn one last time, then walked out, the box pressed tight against her chest. He stayed seated, staring at the dirt where it all changed. From outside, she called back, voice steady. "She's still here, you know." "I know." "She's waiting." "I hear her too." The house was quiet when she stepped inside. He'd left the door unlatched. She didn't call out. The chickens were far behind her now, the barn too. She moved slowly, boots barely tapping the wood floor. The living room held nothing but a chair, a coat, and a ticking clock. She passed through it, past the empty stove, into the hall. Second door on the right, his room. The desk stood crooked by the window, dust curled in the light. She opened the top drawer, found a tin box of coins, then under that, a red ledger, leather worn, corners curled. She opened it. Each page had dates, numbers, short notes in thick, crooked handwriting. Some names were crossed out, some weren't. Some had only first names. Some had debts written beside them. One page made her stop. Nora, no last name, just Nora. 2 lines under it. One said cleared. The other said returned, unclaimed. She stared at it. The pen stroke was heavy. She touched the edge of the paper. "What are you doing?" His voice hit like a crack of thunder. She turned. He stood in the doorway. No boots, no coat, just a silence in his hands. She held the ledger. "Looking." "Put it down." "I found her." "That's not what you think." "It's exactly what I think." He stepped forward. "That's old business." "Is that what she was?" "I said put it down." She held it tighter. "What does returned unclaimed mean?" "It means I tried." "Tried what?" "To give her back." "To who?" "No one came." She stared at him. "Because you didn't tell anyone." "She didn't have people." "She had me." "You were small." "I was enough." He walked over, took the book. She didn't fight it. He slammed it shut and held it like it might burn through his palms. "You kept records," she said. "I had to." "Of women?" "Of debts." "She wasn't in debt. She owed me the truth." "You owed her safety." "She lied." "So did you." He dropped the book on the desk. It thudded like it had weight beyond paper. "You can't erase her with ink," she said. "I didn't erase her." "You crossed her name." He turned away. "She wasn't supposed to stay." "She didn't." "Not like that." "You buried her, then marked her gone." He didn't speak. "How many names are in that book?" "Don't ask questions you don't want answered." "How many?" He looked back at her. His eyes were red. "You said she came at you," the girl said. "But she wasn't the first to fight back, was she?" "She was the last." "And the rest?" "Some left, some didn't." "Are they in the field too?" "No." "You sure?" He nodded. "Some are alive." "And the others?" He walked to the window. "I don't remember their faces anymore." She stepped closer. "You do." "I don't." "You remember hers." He gripped the frame. "Every day." "You gonna add my name?" "No." "Why not?" "You're different." She was too. He turned. "I don't want to hurt you." Too late. He stepped forward. "You think this is justice." "I think it's the start." "You think I'm a monster?" "I think you're scared." "I'm not scared of you." "You should be." They stared at each other. She walked over, opened the ledger again. He didn't stop her this time. She flipped to a page near the back. A name she didn't know. Then another. All women. No details. just shorthand notations and marks. She ran her finger down one column. What's this? He didn't answer. Paid in full. What's that mean? Shelter, food, work. Doesn't sound like payment. They agreed. Did they leave free? Some did. She turned the page. More names. A few crossed out. A few burned at the edge, like the page caught fire once and kept going. You kept this near your bed, she said. It helped me remember. What? That I was owed. By who? By all of them. She slammed the book shut again. You think memory is something you get to keep clean? She asked. He didn't reply. You held this ledger tighter than you held her. He sat on the bed. I don't sleep anymore. Good. I see her in dreams. I hear her at the door. She's not at the door. I know. She's in the field. He nodded. The girl picked up the book and walked to the fireplace. Don't, he said. She looked at him. Why not? That's all I have. You had her. I lost her. You buried her. She dropped the ledger on the hearth. Sparks rose. Don't burn it, he said. Why not? It'll take me too. Maybe that's fair. He stood. What do you want from me? The truth. No more stories. No more ink. You already know it. I want to hear you say it. He stared at the flames. I hurt her, he said. Say her name. Nora. She nodded. He sat back down, face in his hands. She watched the book for a long moment. Then she picked it back up, closed the cover, and carried it to the table. You're gonna tell the sheriff? He asked. I haven't decided. He'll hang me. She didn't answer. I don't want to die. You should have thought of that sooner. He looked at the table. It's all written now. No, she said. It's not. The field looked different at night. Quieter. Meaner. The grass didn't sway. It just stood there. The girl walked past the chicken coop without a word, boots sinking into the soft dirt. The moon cast enough light to see the ground, but not enough to lie to it. He saw her from the porch. Where are you going? He called. She didn't stop. Get back here. She walked faster. He grabbed the coat off the rail and followed, teeth grinding. You don't belong out there, he said as he caught up. I always belonged out here. She slowed, scanning the earth. This spot, she whispered. It's here. You don't know what you're talking about. She knelt, placing her hands on the dirt. It's warm. That's the day holding in heat. No, it's a breath. He stepped in front of her. You don't dig. She reached into the soil. I said don't. She clawed the surface, fingernails catching roots. You don't touch that ground. Why? Because it's mine. It's hers. He grabbed her arms and yanked her back. She stared up at him. Why are you shaking? I'm not. You are. Because it's cold. No, it's not. He let go, stepping back. She looked at her hands, mud caked beneath her nails. You want the sheriff to drag me out here? He asked. Maybe. He'll turn this into a circus. Good. He stared at the ground. She stood, brushing her hands on her dress. What if I keep digging? You won't find anything. Then let me. No. Why not? You're just a girl. You said that before. Because it's true. I'm her daughter. That doesn't make you right. It makes me close. She moved past him, dropped to her knees again. He didn't stop her this time. I'll keep going, she said. Every night. You won't make it far. I'll bleed through my nails if I have to. Stop. No. Stop, damn it. She dug harder. Dirt flew behind her. I didn't want this, he said. You made it. It wasn't supposed to happen. Then say it. He looked down at her. Say it, she repeated. I didn't mean to kill her. The air flattened. She looked up. But you did. Yes. She sat back on her heels, panting. Why? She said she was taking you. She said I didn't deserve you. She was right. She spit in my face. She was tired. She said I was nothing. She was angry. I snapped. You broke her. He knelt beside her, hands sinking into the dirt. I buried her here because I didn't know what else to do. You could have told someone. They'd have hung me. Maybe they still will. He nodded. Maybe. She pointed to the ground. Here. He nodded again. She stared at the spot. Did she cry? No. Did you? Later. She pulled her sleeve down, wiped her face. She's under our feet. Yes. She deserves the sky. I know. She deserves a name. He nodded, slower now. She was good, he said. She was better than you. Yes. The moon slipped behind a cloud. The dark thickened. I hear her sometimes. The girl whispered. I do too. She says she forgives me. She doesn't say that to me. Because she doesn't forgive you. He touched the soil. I don't either. She picked up a small stone, laid it at the edge of the patch. What's that for? He asked. A marker. He placed his hand next to hers. She liked lilies. She told me once. You remember? Every word. The silence between them softened, but not enough to rest in. I should turn myself in, he said. You should. You want me to? Yes. Then I will. She looked at him. Tomorrow? Tomorrow. They sat there a while longer, not speaking, not moving. She leaned back, laying her palm on the ground again. She's listening. I know. And now so will everyone else. He nodded. It's time. She stood, looking at the house. You think the sheriff's awake? I can wake him. You scared? Yes. She took a deep breath. Good. Dawn came slow, pale and low, just enough to show where her fingers had dug through the night. Dirt under her nails, skin rubbed raw, eyes red but steady. She found it just before the light fully broke. A cracked piece of wood, barely shaped like a cross, lay half buried beneath the second mound. She scraped around it, brushing off the top. Splintered edges. Burned on one side. The cross didn't stand anymore. It lay there, tilted, like someone meant to forget it, but couldn't quite let go. She sat still, staring at it. He came up behind her, slower this time. No words at first. He saw what she held. What is that? You know what it is. It's junkwood. It's hers. He swallowed. Could be anything. Say it. It's nothing. Say it's hers. It's a damn stick. She stood. You made a grave and didn't mark it right. I didn't mark anything. Then who did? No one. You're lying again. He stepped forward, boots sinking into the loose dirt. You want to make this into a churchyard? Go ahead. But that cross doesn't mean anything. It means everything. She's gone. She's still here. He looked at the ground. You think graves talk? Yes. You think dirt keeps secrets? No, it leaks. He crouched, picked up the wood. It's rotted. See that? She snatched it back. You put it there. I don't remember doing that. But you did. He turned away. You said you wanted the truth. You got it. Now stop digging. There's more. No. She wasn't the first. He turned fast. Don't say that. She wasn't. Don't. You buried others. He stepped closer. I said stop. She didn't move. Why are there two mounds? One's hers. And the other. Old livestock. Liar. You calling me that again? Yes. He grabbed her arm. You keep digging. You'll find things you don't want. I want all of it. His grip tightened. She didn't flinch. You think this land's cursed? He asked. No. It is. You made it that way. He let go. That field was clean once. Then you broke it. I was trying to build something. You buried it instead. He stepped back, breathing heavily. Have you ever done something you couldn't undo? I'm doing it now. He looked at her hand wrapped around the broken cross. That thing doesn't matter, he muttered. It matters more than your words. It's just wood. It's proof. He knelt again, pressed his hand into the soil. Do you ever feel something watching you from underneath? Yes. I do now. You should. He stood fast. I hear her. Every night now. She wants you to finish it. I can't. Then I will. He turned to her. What do you want from me? The rest. He stepped forward. If I show you another grave, will you keep it quiet? No. You tell the sheriff it's over. It already is. He laughed, short and sharp. You sound just like her. She was tired of being quiet. She should have stayed. She tried. She was stubborn. She was right. He pointed at the dirt. You want to dig that one too? Yes. It's not her. Then who? He went silent. She knelt again, placing the cross gently beside her. The ground remembers, she said. He froze. Something in his face cracked. I know, he whispered. Then dig. He didn't move. Dig, she said again. His hands dropped to the soil. He pulled at the earth with his fingers. No shovel. Just skin. You gonna help? He asked. No. Thought you wanted the truth. I already know it. He paused. I don't remember her name. That's worse. He nodded. The dirt gave slowly, deeper than the other mound, deeper than memory should go. She stepped back, the cross in her arms again. He didn't stop digging. The smoke hit first. Thick, bitter. It rolled through the window before the crackling even reached his ears. Then the light. Orange. Wild. Flickering through the trees. He burst through the door barefoot, shirt half-buttoned, eyes already watering. The coop was on fire. Flames danced along the roof. Wood snapping loud, sparks flying into the night sky. Chickens screamed inside, trapped. She was already there, standing in the dirt, arms at her sides, not moving. What the hell happened? He shouted. She didn't answer. You light this? No. Then what? She looked at the blaze. She did. He ran past her, grabbed the water barrel, threw the lid off, and started dousing what he could. She's angry, the girl said. She's dead, he snapped. She's watching. A beam fell. Flames poured through the side wall. Get back, he yelled. She didn't move. He threw another bucket. It hissed useless against the heat. You're not saving them, she said. I can try. You didn't try for her. Not now. You buried her. This is her digging back. I said, not now. A chicken burst through the opening, on fire, screaming. It collapsed at her feet. She didn't flinch. She wants you to burn. Go inside. This is her voice. I don't care. Yes, you do. He coughed hard, eyes stinging. The flames climbed fast now. Too fast. The coop leaned like it wanted to fall. He dropped the bucket, grabbed the last 2 hens from the outside pen, tucked them under one arm. Open the gate, he said. She didn't move. Open it! She kicked it wide. He shoved through, dumped the hens, turned back to the fire. Nothing left, he muttered. You think fire ends things. It does. No, it speaks. He bent, hands on knees. What's it saying? She remembers. He looked at her, face lit red by the flames. You think this is guilt? I think it's justice. The coop groaned, then collapsed. The sound was final. Ash burst into the air. The smoke changed color, darker, heavier. He dropped to the ground. Back against the fence, coughing. She stayed standing. She always hated that coop. She built it. She hated it after. She fed those birds. She fed you too. He looked up at her. You think she set this? I think she's not done. I never heard her voice until you showed up. She waited. For what? For me. He leaned back. You wanted this to burn? No. You didn't stop it. She deserved a fire. He looked toward the house. Is this gonna spread? She'll decide. He stood, brushed ash off his hands. You think you're special? I know I am. She's not speaking to me anymore. She's speaking through me. He laughed once, bitter. That makes you a prophet. No, just not afraid. The coop crackled, still glowing. You know how many nights I stood out here? He asked. Doesn't matter. I built this for her, and then buried her behind it. She wanted peace. She didn't want a grave with no name. He walked past her, stared at the wreckage. She said she was going to take you and leave, he said. I know. She said she was done with this place. She was. She said I was weak. You are. He turned. Why do you stay? To finish what she couldn't. The air thickened. Ash drifted down like quiet judgment. You gonna tell the sheriff now? He already knows something. Then say it, out loud. She's not in the coop. No. She's in the dirt. Yes. He nodded once. You gonna stop me now? No. She stepped toward the fire, close enough for the heat to bite her skin. She said it felt like this, she whispered. He looked at her. When? In my dream. He sat back down. I used to dream about her laughing. She doesn't laugh anymore. I know. They watched the fire fade together. When it was only embers, she turned. You gonna rebuild it? No. Good. He stood slowly. Are you done talking? No. Then what now? We dig. He looked back at the smoldering wood. Not tonight. Tomorrow. He nodded. Tomorrow. The last ember cracked. Smoke curled once more. She didn't blink. Neither did he. She stood in the doorway, mud dried on her boots, fingers clenched around a folded slip of paper. He sat at the table, back to the window, sleeves rolled, hands still black from ash. She didn't speak right away, just watched him. "You know what this is?" He looked up, slow. "No." She tossed the paper onto the table. It landed near his hand, stained, torn at the corner. He didn't touch it. "Go on," she said. He picked it up, unfolded it. His eyes scanned fast, then slower. Then he looked up. "Where did you get this?" "In her things." "This isn't—" "It's her handwriting." He set it down. "It's old." "So?" "Might not mean what you think. She wrote your name." "I see that." "She said if anything happened, it'd be you." She was angry. She was right. He pushed the letter back. "You've been carrying this around since I got here. Waiting to use it? Waiting for you to confess." He leaned back, staring hard. "You think this is proof?" "I know it is. She said worse things before. Didn't mean them. She meant this. She didn't sign it. She didn't have to." He shook his head. "People say things when they're scared. She wasn't scared in that letter. You don't know that. I read it." He picked it up again. "He's not who he says. If I go missing, it's him. That's what she wrote. You think that makes it true? She wrote it with her hands, before you took everything." He stood. "I didn't take everything. You took her. I tried to keep her. You kept her quiet." He stepped closer. "She didn't understand me. She understood enough to write this." He slammed the letter back down. "I was good to her." "No, you weren't. I gave her food, a place to sleep. You gave her a grave." "I didn't mean to." "You keep saying that because it's true. Then why does your name sit in ink like guilt?" He didn't answer. She picked the letter up again, held it in front of him. "You want me to burn this too?" "No." "Why not?" "Because it's hers." She trusted it more than she trusted you. He sat down hard, elbows on knees. "She left it behind." "She hid it." He ran a hand over his face. "I thought she forgave me." "She didn't." She smiled that day. She planned to run. He looked at the letter again. "She folded this." "Yes." "Sealed it?" "Yes." "Put your name on it?" "No, just yours." He looked at the window. "Sheriff sees this. It's over." "She meant it to be." He nodded. "You gonna show him?" "I might." "Why now?" "Because you keep lying." "I've told you what happened. You told your version. It's where I lived. It's not what she died." He shut his eyes. "What do you want from me?" "Truth." "You have it. Say it again." "I hurt her. And I buried her. And I was the last one who saw her alive." "That's not enough." "That's all I have." She stepped forward, dropped the letter in his lap. "Then read it out loud." He didn't move. "Read it," she said. He held it up, voice rough. "If you find this, I won't leave. I was taken. If I vanish, it's not by choice. He's not who he says. He's not who he was. He's not who he promises to be. If I'm gone, it's him." She waited. He folded it again. "It's just a letter." "No." She was scared. She was certain. He placed it on the table. "You want me to burn it?" she asked again. "No." "You want me to bury it?" "No." "Then what?" He looked at her. "Keep it." "Why?" "So you never forget." "I already don't." He nodded. She sat across from him. "You still hear her?" "Yes." "What does she say now?" "She says it's time." "For what?" "To let go." The clock ticked behind them. "You gonna give the sheriff your name?" He looked at the letter. She already did. "You still won't say it." "I'm afraid to." "You should be." He looked up. "Are you going now?" "Soon." "You'll leave me here?" "With what you built." He glanced out the window, voice low. "Feels like a sentence." "It is." He touched the letter once more. She wrote small. She always did. She saved her biggest words for last. She stood. She had to. "You think she forgives me?" "No." "She ever will?" She wrote it down. He didn't ask again. The truck came in low and hard, tires cutting fresh tracks into the dry soil. Dust kicked up behind it but settled quickly. He didn't honk, didn't call out, just stepped out slowly and walked to the fence like he'd never left. The man stood by the porch. The girl was already in the yard, hands in her pockets, mouth tight. Back early, the man said. I didn't sleep, the sheriff said. You come with a warrant? Don't need one, not yet. The girl walked toward him. You brought a shovel? The sheriff looked at her. Should I? You might want to. The man cut in. She's been saying things again. The sheriff ignored him. You find anything else, sweetheart? She nodded. Yes. What? A broken cross. And a second grave. The sheriff didn't flinch. Second? The man raised his voice. She doesn't know what she saw. She knows more than you do, the girl snapped. Watch your tone, the man warned. Don't tell her that, the sheriff said. The girl pointed past the barn. Come look. The man stepped between them. We're not doing that. The sheriff folded his arms. Why not? She's a kid. She's a witness. She's lying. The sheriff turned to the girl. Are you? No. You sure? She's in the dirt, just like I said. The sheriff rubbed the back of his neck. You tell me where. By the coop. Past the burned wall. The man's jaw twitched. That could be anything. I know what bones look like, the girl said. You saw bones? The sheriff asked. No, not yet. The sheriff turned. So you're guessing. She's there. The man raised his voice. You can't build a case on a child's guesses. I've seen worse built on less, the sheriff said. The girl stepped forward. She wrote it down. You want to see the letter? The sheriff's face stayed still. There's a letter? She hid it from him. The man's fists clenched. She's making this worse. The sheriff nodded. Seems like you already did. She's got you fooled. Not yet. The girl pulled the letter from her coat. Read it. The sheriff took it, unfolded it slowly, read each line twice. His lips didn't move, but his breath did. When he finished, he folded it back and handed it to her. He looked at the man. You recognize the handwriting? No. She says it's Nora's. She's wrong. The sheriff looked back at the girl. You sure it's hers? Yes. Where'd you find it? Tied in her old dress lining. The man scoffed. She planted it. She's not the one burying people. The girl shot back. The sheriff looked tired. Have you ever hit her? The man shook his head. No. She says you did. She lies. Have you ever threatened her? I said things. What kind of things? Angry things. Not a criminal. You bury her? The man's voice dropped. No. The sheriff's silence stretched longer this time. The air got heavier. You burned the coop, he asked. No, the man said. I did, the girl said. They both looked at her. He shouted, You what? The sheriff stepped in. You said it? She nodded. To draw you back. Why? To force it. The man's face turned red. You could have killed everything. Not everything, she said. You're twisted. She left you warnings. You didn't read them. The sheriff stayed quiet. She left me a letter, the girl said, and I listened. The sheriff looked at the man. I'll need your boots. What? For soil match. Are you serious? I am. The girl said, You'll find what you need. The man backed up. I'm not giving you anything. The sheriff didn't argue, just nodded. I'll be back. With what? The man asked. The sheriff turned toward his truck. A warrant. Maybe more. The girl watched him drive off. The man didn't speak. When the dust settled, she looked at him. You should run. He looked at the field. I won't. She nodded. Good. She waited by the old well. Coat zipped up to her neck. Hair stuck to her cheeks from the wind. The rope hung limp from the wooden post. Bucket rotted through at the bottom, barely a shadow left of water. He stopped halfway up the rise. You said we were done digging. We are. Then why the hell are we here? She's in there. He stared at the stone ring. No, she's not. I heard about her last night. Wind plays tricks. She said your name. He stepped closer. Stop this. She asked why you let her go cold. There's nothing down there. She said she's stuck. Then pull her out yourself. She stepped to the edge, knelt down, placed both hands on the stone. Don't lean over, he said. I already did. You'll fall. I won't. He moved fast, grabbed her arm. I said back up. She didn't. You scared. There's rats in there. There's her voice. He let go. You need sleep. She never sleeps. He looked down into the dark. The pit swallowed sound. Nothing echoed. You hear it now? She asked. He didn't answer. She's louder when it's quiet. It's just emptiness. She looked at him. You sure? Yes. You want to listen? No. Then why'd you follow me? He didn't move. Because you hear her too, she said. I don't. Then say it again. He looked at the ground. I don't. She stepped back. Lie quieter. He walked to the edge, leaned down just enough to look in. You see anything? She asked. Just black. Try harder. He squinted, blinked. Then the wind shifted. It blew down the shaft, deep and low, and something came back with it, small, soft, like breath. Not words, not sound, just presence. He stumbled. She caught him by the sleeve. Now you hear it. He stepped back. Hand on his chest. That's not her. Then who? I don't know. Feels like her. He looked pale. She's not in the well. She is now. I didn't put her there. No. She's buried in the field. She moved. He looked at the stone. That's not how this works. You think graves hold people? They're supposed to. She never stayed where she was supposed to. He sat on the cold ground, back against the well. You want to know something? She waited. She whispered to me once. After. When? Night after I buried her. What did she say? You're still holding the shovel. She nodded. Because you were. He looked up at her. What do I do now? Tell her you're sorry. She won't listen. She already is. He stood. I walked back to the rim. I'm sorry, he said. Say it real. He closed his eyes. I'm sorry I hit you. I'm sorry I dragged you out there. I'm sorry I left you in the cold. I'm sorry I pretended you didn't matter. The wind dropped. Silence rose. She leaned close. You feel that? He nodded. She forgives me, the girl whispered. He looked at her, but not me. She's still deciding. He kicked at the stones. This well's old. So are your lies. He turned to her. You think I should jump? No. You think I should fall? You already did. He knelt again. I don't want to hear her anymore. You will. For how long? Until you make it right. He stood. I can't. You can. I'm not strong enough. She was. He nodded once, then leaned too far forward. The stone slipped beneath his boot. His hand reached for the rope. Missed. She lunged, grabbed his coat, yanked him back, just before his weight tipped. He fell hard, coughing, eyes wide. She stared down at him. You almost let go, she said. I didn't mean to. You always say that. He looked up at the sky. What do I do now? Dig again. No more graves. Not for her, for the others. He covered his face. How many? You know. He nodded barely. She sat beside him, back to the stone. She said it ends at the well, the girl said. He looked at her. What ends? The silence. She pulled the rope once. It didn't budge. They sat there, still. The wind didn't speak again, but the quiet felt full. She stood in the doorway with her coat zipped and her voice flat. Pick up the shovel. He didn't answer. She said it again. Pick it up. He looked past her, toward the coop ruins, toward the field, toward the cross still half stuck in the soil. I already did enough. You haven't done anything right. He reached for it. The handle felt different now, lighter in all the wrong ways. You lead, she said. He walked, slow. The grass was shorter today, or maybe the guilt made it look that way. The morning had no sound in it except the blade dragging through dirt behind him. She stopped in front of the mound, not the one they'd already dug beside, the other one, the one he'd stepped around for years. Here, he didn't move. You know it's here. He raised the shovel but didn't swing. She crossed her arms. Say her name. He stared at the dirt. Nora. Say what you did. His hands trembled. I buried her here. Say it again. I buried her here. Why? I couldn't carry her farther. Why? She was dead. Why? I made her that way. He drove the shovel in. The earth groaned. You have lied every day since, she said. I know. He dug. One foot pressing down hard, both hands shaking. Dirt moved in uneven chunks. You hear her now? He nodded. What's she saying? She says stop. Are you stopping? No. He dug again. You buried her in silence. Now dig her out. He paused, leaned on the handle. You think this fixes it? No. Then what's the point? She deserves light. He nodded. So do you. She didn't speak. Another shovel's worth came up. Then another. He hit something. He dropped to his knees. No more shovels, she said. He dug with his hands. Wood. Soft. Old. Near splinter. He touched it like it might scream. He sat back. She's here, he said. Yes. I tried to pretend she wasn't. You failed. I thought if I waited long enough, the dirt would be forgotten. The dirt doesn't forget. He looked at her. You gonna tell the sheriff? I already did. He nodded. Good. She walked closer. How long did you think this would stay quiet? Longer than it did. You were wrong. I know. A car engine hummed on the road behind them. He stood. The sheriff walked slow, alone, eyes steady. You ready? The sheriff asked. Yes, the girl said. The sheriff looked at the man. What's under there? He didn't speak. The girl answered. Nora. The sheriff looked at the man again. You confirm that? Yes. You put her there? Yes. Why? She was leaving. What is the reason? No. The sheriff looked down at the hole. How deep? Deep enough for me to forget, the man said. But not enough for her to stay gone, the girl said. The sheriff looked at both of them. You gonna keep digging? Yes, the man said. Then dig. He dropped back to his knees. More dirt came up. The box underneath shifted. You want me to help? The sheriff asked. No. The girl stepped back. This part's his. He pulled until the top of the box showed clear. He paused. You sure you want to see? The sheriff asked. She saw it the day it happened, the girl said. Let her see it now. The man lifted the lid. Dust rose. Inside, the remains looked smaller than memory. The sheriff pulled his hat off. The girl knelt beside the box. She wore this, she said, touching a rusted button. The sheriff nodded. It's her. The girl looked at the man. You gonna lie now? No. You gonna run? No. You gonna blame her? No. Then what? I'm gonna answer. To who? To her. To you. To him. She stood. You ready? He stood too. I've been ready for a long time. The sheriff looked at the girl. Are you coming with us? No. I'm staying with her. The sheriff nodded. The man looked down once more. She's lighter now, he said. She was never heavy, the girl said. He looked at her one last time. I'm sorry. She didn't reply. He stepped away. The sheriff put a hand on his shoulder and walked him toward the truck. The field didn't feel quiet anymore. It felt true. The girl sat beside the grave. She didn't cry. She didn't speak. She just stayed until the sun was all the way up, until the dirt stopped shifting, until the last word fell like dust and settled